Right, good morning everyone and welcome. Right, I'm going to be doing I guess sort of like an energy prediction, I would call it. I normally call it an energy reading, but I'm going to start calling them energy predictions because that's what they are effectively. All right, so for those of you who don't know, my name's David Scott and I'm a psychic medium. Okay, I normally work with people one-on-one, and when I'm working with people, I bring through someone from spirit, normally a loved one from spirit. And I like to provide evidence on who I've got, so that helps to provide a connection and provide an accurate message. Speaking of which, if you do want a reading from me, feel free to jump onto my website and send me a message. My website is newearthspiritual.com, and also my Facebook page is the same name. Now, for those of you who've already sent me messages, I will respond to those. I've had fair bit going on, so but I'm now in a position where I can respond and really get stuck into my psychic work, so to speak. All right, so now jumping straight into the message there. Now, I felt as though I do feel as though there's still a lot of high energy coming through. So I felt as though that's happening. It's been happening. Well, that's been happening for ages, really, but particularly the last couple of weeks has been fairly intense. So I feel as though there's a lot of energy coming through the sun, which a lot of us are taking in. So now's a good time to meditate and really visualize bringing that energy through. I normally sort of work from the crown chakra down, sort of bringing the energy through the head. And then anchoring myself down, or anchoring that energy down into the ground, into the earth, to ground us. So now's a good time to do that. I feel as though now, for those of you who are into astrology and know a fair bit, if you've got any interpretations on what I'm saying here, because I'm not an astrology expert, please feel free to comment. I'll be paying more attention to my comments as well. So yeah, please feel free to comment. Now, when I felt that energy coming through from the sun, I felt as though the moon's balancing that out as well. So I'm not too sure what that means astrologically, but there seems to be some sort of balancing that's happening there with the moon. So now is a good time to really bring that energy through. I felt as though those of us who are a little bit more, or those of us who do meditate, or those of you who decide to meditate, there'll be some sort of intuition coming through, and I feel as though it'll be more of a personal lesson on how to do it, because I can't really explain it by words. But I feel as though there'll be a lot of you learning how to transmute that energy, or transmute the negative energy, any negative energy that's within you, into more positive energy. So that helps with manifestation, that helps with, even helps with confidence and things like that. Helps with healing too. That's another part of the message that I got. I feel as though there's a lot of healing energy coming through, a lot of people who will have that part of them awaken, especially those of you who've had your psychic senses awakening. There's also some of you who just feel like I need to mention it as well. Some of you who've had like a fairly deep awakening experience. Normally that tends to happen when you, well, one really big example is when you meet what's called your twin flame, or I prefer to call them a synchronous incarnation. You do go through that dark night of the soul experience, and you do go through an awakening experience as well. So I feel as though for those of you who've had a fairly deep awakening experience, it doesn't have to be a twin flame, it could be anything that triggers it. I feel as though a lot of you are going to experience more healing energy. So you might experience your hands sort of getting a lot warmer. Great during winter. So, and then, you'll meet somebody who may have an issue of some sort. You may feel like you need to put your hand on them, or they may just come into your mind if you're doing it remotely. There's stuff like that that's going to happen with some of you, I feel. That's probably those of you who are a little bit more advanced. It may even happen to some of you who are maybe watching this for the first time. You may decide to do meditation and it may just happen. But that's what I'm feeling. But just as a general reading for this week, and this one's going to be a fairly short video. Excuse me while I have a sip of coffee. Right. I do feel as though there is some, I guess, some conflict energy out there as well. Now, when I was meditating, I did see Pluto there affecting the energy coming through. Now, it's not a planet anymore, strictly speaking, but it is in the astrology charts as well as other what we'd call dwarf planets. So they are in the charts and they are affecting us. Now, with that, I do feel as though that energy is coming through, which may actually intensify conflicts a bit. So that can happen on a worldwide scale, but it also happens on a personal scale as well. So what I was feeling during meditation is if there's a situation, or if there's a, let's just say a person or maybe a group or whatever, where you'd normally get into conflict with them, if you can avoid them this week, it's probably a good idea. But if not, just make sure you are so mentally prepared when you do meet with them face to face, when you talk to them on the phone. Just make sure you're mentally prepared and guarded, not to react to them, because I feel as though they're going to try and push your buttons. Okay, so now I did feel as though there were 3, perhaps 4 star signs that might be susceptible to this. And the star signs I got were Leo, Virgo, and Sagittarius, and maybe some people who are Capricorn. I don't know much about those star signs, like I've said. If anyone can explain it, great. Put it in the comments section. I'd love to read it. But that's what I felt. Those 3 particular star signs, maybe Capricorns as well. Okay. Now, so I feel like they're particularly susceptible. And then when I tuned into that a little bit more, I just felt like there's some influence from Mars as well. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. That's what I was getting anyway. So I guess overall, just keep yourself guarded this week. Just make sure you're not reacting to people. Just be mentally prepared. Mentally prepared to make sure that you just don't react, and don't let anyone push your buttons this week. All right, so that's it for that video. Now, now look, I obviously do readings. Please feel free to message me on my website or my Facebook page. I do have a market coming up, so that would be I keep forgetting the name of it, even though it's I think it's Body, Mind and Soul, I think, in Berwick on July the 26th. So I am advertising that on my Facebook page. So that's Berwick, Victoria, at 112 Main Street. All right, so yeah, Saturday 26th of July. Feel free to message me on my Facebook page there as well if you want to actually pre-book for a reading there. And there's going to be a lot of great readers there as well. So a lot of them I personally know, and they're absolutely fantastic. So come to that, have a great time. The entry fee is $5, so, and I believe you get a coffee or a hot beverage for that. So what's not to like? Yeah, so come down for that. And I look forward to making my next video and seeing you all there. Have a fantastic day, everyone. Bye.